Good afternoon, it's Rob here from SydneyEV again. How are you? I hope you're well. Hope you're having fun and you're out enjoying the wildlife like I am with my Nissan Leaf out in the leaves. Yeah, anyway, this news story is about discounts, upgrades and price cuts and things that have been coming. Because, you know, now that the EV market is actually quite busy in Australia now, there's been quite a lot of competition. So competition means, you know, cheaper prices, better for consumers. First up, the Insta. The Honda Insta, which is Hyundai's cheapest EV at the moment. And because it's also the smallest EV, they're finding it quite difficult to sell. And they're finding it, you know, harder to sell than it looks. So even though the average Australian drives less than Europeans, believe it or not, yes, actual fact, Australians don't drive very far at all on average. But we all seem to think though that we need to have these big SUVs, these big four-wheel drives and everything else for this once in a lifetime big round Australia trip, which we're never going to do or do in 10 years time. So things like the Insta just don't sell. You know, you've got to buy the SUV or the ute. But anyway, whatever compensated vehicle you want really. That's why I drive an Unleaf, I guess, isn't it? So, the Insta. They've sold 238 Instas since launch, which isn't too bad. 101 of those since last May, so yeah, it's sort of pick up a little bit, I guess. But let's just say it's been quiet months. So yeah, so the Insta, even though it looks pretty cool and funky design, I've never driven one, so I don't know what they're like, but I'm assuming a small city car type like the Unleaf, but better, because you know, they're newer. But yeah, anyway, what's happened is the CEO, Mr. Don Romano, says he's happy with the early response of the Insta, which is good. But he's also been watching the sales carefully, which is basically corporate bedroom speak, corporate boardroom speak for, well, we're not really impressed with sales and we might have to do something about this to improve the sale. So of course, price pressures, obviously. So it starts at $39,000 here in Aussie before the on-road costs. $9,000 more than a BYD Dolphin of a similar class car and a similar size, and about $5,000 more than the upcoming MG4 Urban. So it's, you know, pretty close competition in that small EV bracket. So even though it's Hyundai's cheapest EV, it's not the cheapest EV in that price segment or that category. So Mr. Romano says the price cuts are one option on the table. So basically what he's saying is if the sales don't pick up, prices might come down, which is good because cheaper cars. Nothing wrong with the cheaper car, that's for sure. And it's basically, or it means if you're good at the negotiation game, you might get a free floor mat. If you're really good at it, you might get 2 free floor mats and waterproofing on your seats, which is, you know. So in this market though, for comparison, you've got the MG4, which sold 1,169 units this year. You've got the BYD Dolphin, which has sold 1,600 units this year, which is pretty good. And the Hyundai Insta has sold 238. So yeah, it's fallen behind a bit. So you know, they've got to do something to get the sales up there to match the rest of the competition in that bracket, don't they? So basically what they're saying is they've got to look at the bigger picture. And to me, that means marketing, or lack of. I mean, I see tons of marketing for the BYD and the MGs. And also, Hyundai has sort of had this thing early on saying, oh, we're going to trickle feed the market because I don't think Australians are going to buy EVs in scale. So they just didn't send them here. So which meant if you went and test drove one and were interested, they'd say, oh, sorry, you're going to have to wait, you know, X amount of time to get one. That doesn't bode well for marketing because people want them, they just can't get them. So maybe if you gave them the cars they wanted, when they wanted, you know, this you might not be so far behind in the pack when it comes to selling cars, Mr. Hyundai. And speaking of discounts and price wars, Chery, they've even cut the price of the E5 Emoda, and they've also given it a refresh too, which is fantastic. I think I've seen a few of them on the road. Never actually driven one again, you know. I just don't get given cars to drive. So basically it's had the big, the workshop tidy up before the big boss walks in. But it's still Australia's cheapest SUV, believe it or not. Australia's EV SUV, but yeah. But still in the market, the same price as the Kona, the MG, the MG S5, the BYD's Atto 3, that sort of thing. That sort of price bracket too. So what's it getting? Well, battery tweaks. So basically what they did was they shrunk the battery, believe it or not, from 59 kilowatts from 61. Sure, it's only a small drop, but it didn't lose any range. It still stays 430 kilometres of WLTP, so about 400 real world. So basically, you know, they've done something to it. They've got a smaller battery, same range. Basically gone to the gym, trimmed off the fat, I guess. But what it says here is the motor's been tweaked and now makes 155 kilowatts and 288 twisting newtons of torques, which is 5 kilowatts more power. So they've got the same range, smaller battery, more power, but they've got 52 newton twisties less than the original version. So they've got 5 kilo more power, 52 newton meters less. So basically it's got more punch, more power, kilowatts, but less torquey twisties, but also a lot more efficient, hence the same range for the smaller battery. 3 kilowatts, I don't think that's going to make a big difference to the pricing, maybe, who knows. But anyway, more efficiency is always good. The charging though, the charging is the same at 1080 Akadaka. 10 AC charging and 80 DACs, DC charging, which is not good. Especially you've got about 300k ranges. When you start getting the 300 to 400k ranges plus, you need the faster charging. Otherwise, you're just going to sit there literally for half an hour or more getting a decent charger before you continue on your next leg. Not a good thing. But Chery is claiming 30 to 80% full in half an hour, so it's still not too bad. So you can top up, grab your coffee, and you may as well go order the Lamington too, but you're going to have some time to eat it, which is yum. Also, they've changed the names too. What was the BX and the EX are now upgraded to the Urban and the Ultimate, believe it or not, because apparently we like trim levels that sound like a real estate listings. So I guess that's our entire economy is built on real estate, I guess so. So why not? But the prices stay the same. Yeah, so it's not quite a discount, but you get more efficient. Think about it. The Urban comes in $36,990, not too bad, nice and cheap. The Ultimate comes in at $40,990, still undercutting the Atto 3, and pretty much matches the MG ZS EVs. But yeah, still very much a decent budget EV, which is good. Standard kit includes a full-size spare tyre. Yes, believe it or not. And funny enough, so does that. Aussie delivered Nissan Leaf has a spare tyre under the back there, believe it or not. It's very rare these days. It also comes with a 12.3-inch display, Apple Wireless Play Car and Android Auto Car, synthetic leather seat, and a 6-speaker stereo. About that cheap cars. You only get 6-speaker stereo. You're not getting premium audio, that's for sure. The Ultimate, though, will add seated heats and seated rear seats as well. 8-speaker stereo system. Again, 2 speakers extra. Maybe one's a sub, I don't know. Ambient lighting, as we have here in this lovely evening next to the river and the creek down there. Oh yeah, has a glassed sunroof, a moonroof, or a non-metal roof essentially. Sunroof. Power tailgate. Most higher end cars all have an option, but not bad for a car in this price bracket. It also had a steering wheel wrapped in something called heather synthetic leather. Now I seriously hope that no heathers were injured or harmed in the making of those steering wheels. I don't know, might be one of those company secrets, you never know. So that's pretty much it for this short video. 2 cars that are probably worthy of consideration, even in the lower end of price bracket for EVs. But yeah, definitely worth a look. The Hyundai Insta and the Chery Emoda E5. So once again, thank you for watching, really much appreciated. I'm down here at Sea Base, even though Lake Base at this moment, out here in the forest with my Nissan Leaf on the way home from work. So thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you again shortly in the next video. Bye. Oh yeah, like, comment, subscribe, blah, 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 algorithm stuff. Thank you.